All right, so let's just go through. Let's just start breaking it down, bro.
Dreams.
So, okay, so right now you're on the edge of P1. Like you said, the gameplay started a little bit late. So we know where P2 is, okay? So P2 is, let me get back to the, yes, exact, perfect. So P2 is this side, okay? So right now, straight away, with 20 seconds left, you know, even right now, I think just straight away, there's a decision to be made here, okay? Do I rotate or do I go to old? So there's a decision to be made. You're essentially number one. If you go towards here, realistically, by the time you get there, I would say it'll be about 10 seconds. What would you say to get to the hard point? Maybe a bit more?
Yeah, maybe to get to the hard point, yeah, like 10, 15 seconds.
Yeah, so let's just say, yeah, let's meet hard. Let's say 12 seconds, okay? We'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I think here's a first example straight away where you can even potentially rotate, okay, and start playing for P2. So this is where every single time you come alive, your decision is going to have to be made. So you're going to the right here. So what that means is you're potentially going to be giving up, you know, P2 control. So I can see that you have two teammates on the right, and now you have one team in the rotation. Me personally, I feel like straight away you could probably help your teammate here and really lock down that time, because you know that right now they're probably set up like this. You don't know a lot, but you know they're probably set up about like this. We don't know, right? So we know they're going to be applying pressure through the back. So one thing you can do, in my opinion, is when you're here, you can kind of do what you're doing now. You're watching this middle lane, but if you're going to watch middle lane, in my opinion, what you can probably do is you could probably go up the slide, go into front cockpit, right, or front of the plane, watch middle from there, and then start rotating. So that way you're covering middle and you're helping your teammate. So what you're doing now is you're going to the right, which is not bad again, but look what you're doing. You're watching middle, 10 seconds left, your teammate's by himself, and now look at this scenario you're in, right? You see you're sitting in bottom white, and now look, you're kind of taking your time. Yeah, so now can you see like the problem with this?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, so again, it's not like it's a bad play, but I think you just got to think, right, what's more beneficial to the team? And I think if you rotated here, probably would have helped the team a bit more.
One's off to the right.
Yeah, no, for sure, having that side.
Oh my god.
So now you can see, right, your team, what, you got 1 second, but now you have to break the hill, okay? So because you went right here instead, now you're going through the harder angle, now you have to break the hill. So let's kind of go through and see maybe how you break the hill and what you could have done. So you're going through the back, you're going through, you still got your equipment to work with, okay? So right now, I'm expecting, where do you expect them to be? So let's say you're the blue team, you're going through books, you're going through here, you got a teammate with you here. I'm expecting them to at least have one person, at least minimum, to watch this side of the map. Whether they're sitting there, whether they're sitting there, wherever they have, they're gonna have at least one person, right? So right now you're playing for one person minimum, maybe two. Let's see how you approach this. There you go. So right now as you're going through, okay, you're pre-aiming the right, you know your teammate's there. So for me, the real danger is going to be, we don't know where they're going to be, but we know somebody is watching this alleyway. So it looks like they were sitting on this head glitch, okay, and they're watching here. So what you should have done here, in my opinion, is just giving it a quick shoulder. So as you're going through the corner, right, your teammate's with you, so you don't really need to look at the right, to be honest, because he's got that. So what I would have done if I was you is center towards the left. So you can see right now your centering is a bit off, right? You see how you go through, you snap around the corner. Now this is something that people do a lot, okay? So it's not like, you know, you're the only person I've ever seen do it, but what people do is they go around the corner, and if you think about it, it's like you're chucking a dart at a wall. Like you pre-aimed a random corner, a random spot, you're banking on them standing here. What if the player was standing on this head glitch? What if he was on the floor? There's so many different areas they could have been where you going around like this, you're not prepared for the gunfight. So what I think you could have done is you could have just shouldered it. You didn't even have to aim it. You could have just shouldered it for information, and you would have seen your opponent there, right? Another thing you probably could have done is you're like, cool, I've got a trophy system in a second. Maybe I'll wait a second. You probably could have slid as well. You probably could have slid to this box and started snaking it, use your equipment, just made it a bit more mixy, because what you did is you stood out in the open, and now look at this. You're lined up here. He has a shot on you, because think about it. He knows you're coming through books, so he's centered onto this door, right? So it's very easy for him to kind of get the kill here. There you go. By the time you pre-aim him, he's already got the shots off and you've been taken out. So straight away we can see, right, because you didn't rotate in the first thing, it's caused a domino effect. So it's not that necessarily they're better than you, but you're giving yourself more difficult gunfights to kind of start with. But are you happy with that so far? Any kind of questions?
No, you're right. That's one thing. Like, that's the one thing I gotta.
Look back offense.
Like, I would like to play my
yeah.
more, and then shoulder and sneak.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah. But look, right there, that's good, okay? So you got a nice little start off again. So now you got a little bit of information. You're gonna chuck a nade over. 30 seconds left here. So this is again where you gotta make a decision, okay? I think right now you gotta either get aggressive through this middle lane or start to rotate. I think you just taking your time here, what happens is you're causing a little bit of a disconnect, okay? Because you're either giving them the scrap time or you're rotating. But right now you're doing a bit of nothing. You're kind of just holding middle, and you're kind of literally, like, you see what I mean? Like, you're taking your time here, you're checking corners. Realistically, you're probably gonna die here because you're such a bad angle. So you probably just should rotate here. Let's see what happens. Okay, so what, in my opinion, right now is the problem is that with 20 seconds left, okay, let's look at the kill feed. Sorry, let's look at the minimap, okay? Because your minimap paints a picture for you. So if we look at the minimap right now, we can see one red dot there, one person in the hill, and we don't know where the other one is, okay? But look at this with me. You see right there, the opponent got the kill.
Yeah.
That player, Tej, okay? So if we can see from this, Tej has got an SMG, and he's in the cockpit, all right? He's going towards cockpit. Right now, you're standing here. So two of you are standing here. Tej is pushing through plane. So again, let's kind of paint this picture out, just kind of what's happening right now. So you could be the blue team again. So you are sitting this. Don't worry about the face of the arrows, just because it's easier. But you guys are facing that way. You have maybe one person sitting here, one person sitting in the hill, and you have Tej pushing through. Okay. Your other two teammates have just died. So they've just died. We don't know where number 3 is. Let's just assume he's with them. Let's just assume he's with them. If Tej pushes through with the spawns, right, your teammates are either going to spawn low eskies because the spawns are a bit weird, or they might end up spawning out in burger. Just because of the spawns with the game, because T just pushed through plane, they might end up spawning burger, right? And you're giving him full aeroplane control. So what you, in my opinion, right now, what you should be doing is you should be looking at the minimap and saying, right, somebody has pushed through. I need to play for this kill, and I need to make sure we're down by 80 right now. I need to make sure we're getting time on the next hard point. We can't go down by, 100, 150. And I actually saw him there. He's going through the back of the plane. There you go. I'm not sure. Did you see him there? Yeah. So right now what he's doing is he's going through the back of the plane. He's basically trying to block down this area of the map. So he's trying to hold spawns. Your teammate's probably going to spawn all the way out. So again, he's kind of setting up for the new hard point. Now what you guys are doing right now is, again, you're going for a miracle play. You're doing all this for a potential 15 seconds. Now this is something I kind of I speak about to people a lot. What is your best case scenario here? In your head right now, what is your best case scenario, do you think, from this moment?
Best case scenario, like I get the kill off the hill and then maybe get 8 seconds.
Exactly, you literally spot on right there. So let's just say you jump around the corner and you world star him, okay? Which I think you did. Let's just play it through. First of all, it's a gunfight you probably shouldn't have won. So, okay, you won a gunfight that you shouldn't have won, okay? First of all. Second of all, there's another person on the hill. So technically, you got nothing from that. I think that's fair to say. You got one kill, but no real value, right? Yeah, and now you're backing off. And think about it. So not only did you not get the time, you didn't get any map control, you've given up plane, and you didn't get scrap time. So those are sometimes where you're like, right, I need to either make a decision, I need to push for the scrap, or I need to rotate. I think now you're rotating, but again, they've already got the plane in control. So can you see what's happening? You're kind of like a step behind right now in every scenario. So that's what we want to work on. We want to work on your pacing and your rotations. And again, I think a lot of it's coming down to, I think, predicting where the opponent's going to be. Now that we're slowing the game down, we're pausing it, I think you can see more clearly that you're guessing a lot, but we have more insight than you actually think. So right now, we know that the Tej is at the back of the plane somewhere, right? We saw him cross through. So look at this. The back of the plane is a very popular spot. I don't know what's going to happen yet, but I'm assuming if he's playing at the back of the plane, you're dead here. I don't know. There you go. So look at this. Imagine he was playing at the back of the plane right now. You would have walked in, and look at this. He would have had a clear shot on you. So not only would you have no intel, you would have just died right there for free again and maybe spawned out. So right now I feel like you're getting, just good timing. You're going through, but look, you're down by quite a bit. You're working towards it, and let's see what you can do now. So the new hardpoint's popped. You finally got a good rotation. One thing you haven't used yet, which I want to see, use your trophy system, okay? And you're playing 8. So right now you should be communicating to your team, okay, I'm in the back of the plane, what do we have? So there's 3 entrances you should cover right now, okay? Let's go through and let's kind of really see what you need your team to do right now. This is the advantage of having teammates and communication, okay? The new hardpoint's popped, you've got teammates at the front, so you should know right now. You're number 1, you're sitting in the back. There's 3 entrances. You can go from the bottom of the ladder, they can come through the side slide, or they can come through the front, okay? You should know roughly when somebody's going to come through and what you need to be watching. Right now, I can't hear you say to anyone like, what do I have? So this is the perfect example. Again, I don't know what's happening. That's why I'm pausing it to give you a prediction. But do you remember we said Tej could be at the back of the plane somewhere? I don't know where he was, but you can see right there. You're probably thinking, oh, how did he get there? But to be honest, he's been there the whole time. He's just been finessing at the back of the plane. But can you see how it kind of broke down from a minute ago?
Definitely.
Back of the plane.
So now look, you called out TJ the back of the plane, but that's something that we probably should have known already. And this is the problem, okay? So right now your teammate's holding the old. He's made a massive mistake because he's on old. And what that does is that causes a domino effect. Because if he's not rotating and you're not rotating, look what happened. You're going to end up spawning in a terrible spot. So 3 seconds ago, you were in the hard point, and now within 3 seconds, you're on the other side of the map. That is how important map control is. So you were here, you just died, and now you spawned there. That is about a 30-second rotation, all from one death, okay? So you're seeing right now, we were going to go through mechanics after. I haven't even had a chance to see your gun skill because we haven't even got to the position yet. So before we work on gun skill and stuff like that, we need to think, right, how can I position myself to be ahead of the opponents? Right now, you know, you're on 100 ping. You're in a lobby that you're getting fried right now in terms of your score. You need to think, right, why am I losing? It's not because of my gun skill. It's because we're not really setting ourselves up for success. We're not positioning ourselves. We're not out rotating. Everything we're doing, we're not. The main thing you want to have is map control. And that's the one thing you're not having right now, in my opinion. So you're going through 40 seconds left here. And again, look at this. They've got to stay up at the front. Your teammates go through. TJ's there with a sub. He gets a 2-piece. You jump down. There's a player right there. And again, same thing. You guys are trying to break it, but they've got a full setup. So far you guys are getting fried. You're down by so many points, but you've got the Burger Hill coming up. Are you in a good situation? No, you're down by 120. Okay, Burger Hill, you can probably get about 50 seconds in it. It's still going to keep you at quite a deficit, but you definitely want to play for it. At the same time, because you're down so much and there's still 30 seconds left, you kind of have to go for this. So this is where, again, you need to be communicating, right? You need to be going for the hill, but at the same time, you need to be holding the rotation. So this is, you have to be perfect right now. So let's see what happens. You're going through, you're seeing one, but again, you're taking your time, you know, you're getting through to the back, but by the time you get there, you're not really getting on the hill. Like, look what you're doing right now. You're watching around, looking for a kill. Again, you get a kill there, good mechanic, good drop shot. Look what happens. By the time you get there, there's not really any benefit.
Oh, off to the right.
Now look at this, okay? Let's see you get there right now. Like, what is the point of being here? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, by the time you get anything here, if anything, you're going to get maybe a kill. This is where people say people kill whore. This is the perfect scenario, okay? So you want to try to avoid these kill whore moments, because technically, you know, if you just sat in Burger right there, if you sat in Burger, you probably would have had more of an impact, because all you did right now, let's say you were number one, okay? All you technically did right now was you went all the way there. You stood here. Now, if your teammates all die, you're going to end up spawning here. Exactly. So can you see now from a different angle of what you need to be doing? It's not just about the kills. And then, I mean, you died regardless. So you could think, right, was that really worth it? Probably not. But this is what I want you to realize. Okay, let's see where you spawn. I think you're going to spawn. Okay. So your teammates end up losing that hill. So you, again, it's something you guys should have 100% had that rotation, but you can see you guys lost the hill, okay? So these are the times where you're like, right, everything's going wrong. And this is not even about gun skill round. This is just about positioning and rotations and just kind of everything's going wrong right now because the submachine guns on their team is just able to get so many kills. Good shots right there. You take out one, waiting for your teammates. Okay. You know he's going to be on the hill right now, so you can kind of go through. I don't mind this play with a stun and nade. You're watching the cross. Okay, this is not bad. You know he's in the left corner right now. Okay. What do you think about this right here? What do you think is happening here?
Yeah, I just had confidence in my team winning that, and I was
like,
okay, let me just slow down anybody coming up or shots on them or anything.
So one thing I would say, okay, if I was your teammate right now, I would be a bit annoyed. Shall I tell you why?
Why?
Because right now, okay, think about it like this. Again, in the moment, you could probably not read it, but when you slow it down, if the opponent is standing, let's really kind of show you where. I want you to tell me, where do you think that the opponent is the blue team for this example? Your teammate is your number one, okay? So you're number one, you're facing this angle here. This is exactly where you're standing, I would say. So you're facing this cross, okay? Your teammate is running into the hill. Your teammate is number two running into the hill, okay? You know number one, their number one is sitting in the hill like this.
Yeah, somewhere in there, yep.
And we know their teammates probably, should we say like this? Is that fair to say? We don't know, right? Yeah. So right now, this is my problem. As number one is running, as number two is running into the hill, you are watching the cross, but think about it. The only thing you currently have is this area here. They have to push through this area for you to get any shots off.
Yeah.
So right now, although you're watching the cross, if number two decides to watch over his teammate, because think about it, his teammate's in the hill, he doesn't need to move. All number two has to do is watch this front area.
Yeah, just pre-aim it.
Right? So if number two is shooting your teammate right now, you can't really help him. So this is where, in my opinion, this is what you need to do, okay? If your teammate's going to go ahead of you and make the play as the bait, you need to go with him. And this is what I think you should do. You should be standing on here. So as your teammate is running across, okay, as they're shooting him, this is where you jump around the corner and you get the trades. At worst, you get the kill and he gets traded. Best case scenario, you might be able to get a 2-piece here. He dies, and now you're in a 1v1. Stuff like that. So that's what you need to be like, cool, my teammate's going ahead of me. What angle can I be? So right now, look, you're watching the cross, but it's a little bit too late. You see what I mean? Like, you see him, but it's a little bit too late. So just little things like that we need to try to work on, which is fine because we could definitely work through it. Your teammate goes behind. Again, you guys are going through the other side now. And right now, what they're doing is they're just chaining so many hills. So you've not even had a chance to get into too many gunfights because they're just doing a really good job of chaining hills. Now, I'm not going to say this is your fault because I think in terms of the teams, I feel like it's quite imbalanced. But regardless, I think you should, you know, there's definitely more things you could do to kind of balance it out. So again, you know, 20 seconds left here. You guys are going for scrap time. You're gonna go through. I mean, just chuck a stun nade. Just get in there right now because pre-aiming this, you know, it's not gonna really help us. So 2 seconds left. Let's kind of see what happens. I don't mind this play. It's a bit risky, but you got there. You know, it's gonna be someone on your left. So okay, I want to listen to your comms for a second. Okay. So in my opinion, right now, this is big information. I know the score's a bit chalked right now, so maybe you guys are down bad or whatever, but I think this is where your comms could be improved, okay? What do you think you should be saying in this scenario? In your opinion, like, from what I've paused, what do you think you should be saying?
Yeah, I should say I got security push and the what is it, the cut?
Exactly, bro. You should say... Exactly. You should say right now, I've got the whole back push. Like, stay down. I've got them if they push through the back. Something like that. You should just give them intel. Because let's just say this. I know the score's true, so maybe I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you guys won't comment right now, but just generally, imagine this was 200 to 200 right now, okay? And sometimes what happens is your teammates don't have time to look everywhere. So if they see you, imagine your teammate's in the hill right now, and he's sitting like this. He's watching his back, okay?
Yeah.
And he dies. You're going to be like, shit, I had that cross. I could have told him. Instead of doing that, sit in a corner and watch your front. Because that way you would have told him if somebody pushes through, you could have got some shots off. And when he jumps in, your teammate could have taken him out. Yeah. So little things like that. If you can get a bit more efficient with communicating, like, look, because you hear what he said behind. What does that say to you? That tells me he was facing the other way. But he shouldn't be facing the other way because you've got this angle.
I got this side, yeah.
Exactly. So again, I know the game's basically chalked, but these are things where, you know, you probably could communicate that, and maybe in certain hills it could help you guys out. Because if you told them right now, oh, I've got the back, they could focus on the front and you'll get a nice kill. Good stuff there. You get one. Good play. There you go. But they die there. Got to go through. You spot him on the left. I would be careful with your left there, yeah.
No way.
From playing?
I'm playing, yeah. I think I may switch my AR here.
So there's nice shots right there. So you see right there, like, they're not actually good in terms of their gun skill, but the score wouldn't tell me that. So I definitely think this game could have been a lot closer. It's not like, you know, they were like absolutely destroying you in gunfights. There were certain gunfights where you actually had the disadvantage, but you end up winning. So what that tells me is, you know, it could have been a lot closer than it was.
There's a trophy on it. Oh, alright.
See, look at that. Good stuff right there. Nice little slide cancel. You took him out. Perfect. But again, communication-wise, okay? You should be saying, I've got eskies. Somebody sitting here, just stay down. I've got your eskies push. This is good here. I like the switch of the pistol. You know, you're repositioning. So again, good stuff. But you should be communicating, right, I've got your whole eskies. Somebody pick up mid, okay? There's 3 kind of areas right now. What you should be telling your teammates is like, you've got one of the areas and they can focus on the other ones. Right now, you're not communicating what you've got. So they might be watching over you. But good stuff. You get one. Just a small little thing here. If you think about it from the enemy's POV, the enemy down here, you know somebody's going to be around here because you checked it, okay? But this is a problem. That opponent, he sees your red dot, so he's pre-aiming you here. You had a head glitch, so this is where you didn't need to jump, because when you jump, what happens is you give up your whole body positioning, and they have an easy angle on you. So right now, you probably shouldn't have jumped. You could have just let him look at you, and you could have got some nice headshots, maybe snaked it, and you probably would have got that kill. So again, very small thing, but just to win a few more gunfights. But go through 40 seconds. This is okay. You know, you're watching middle, your teammate's with you. So this is where I probably would go up top third here. So while your teammate's going through mid, again, this is just about, you know, different positioning and just thinking, right, if you both go through middle right now, realistically, that's very easy for them to get the kills. Like, if I'm on the hard point right now, I want both of my opponents to come through middle. If I'm sitting on P1, if I'm sitting like here, and, you know, the blue team both run through middle, that's an easy 2-piece for me. So what I probably would have done if I was you is while my teammate's running through, I would have wrapped around, gone to top third, and as he pushes through, you could have kind of watched over him. So just go through a different angle, just help him out, because you still got 35 seconds here. So let's see what happens. I mean, it still worked out okay, so, you know, it is what it is, fair enough. But I think just generally that might have been a better play. But you know what? It worked out well. Good stuff. 25 seconds left. And this is where I think you should just start to rotate. So as soon as you break it with your teammates, in my opinion, right now, you should be thinking of the next hard point. So when you turn around right now, you're playing for this side. They've already pushed through plane. They've already spawned out. And this is where you probably end up losing the game because, you know, they've got spawns. And now you're like, oh, no, we've got bad spawns now. And, you know, they only need 25 seconds. So just be a little bit more careful there. But I think at this point, you know, it's very difficult to come back. So I don't expect you guys to make a miracle here because especially on this map, it's very difficult. But I mean, you guys started to do better towards the end. I think if you were a bit more consistent throughout the game, I definitely think you guys could have done a lot better. But in terms of like individual 1v1s, I honestly don't think you're doing too bad. I think one thing you could be is a little bit more faster, a bit more snappy, which we can go through in the private game after this.
Oh, he's one shot on point.
Yeah, definitely map control.
Yeah, I think map control is the biggest thing, number one, but by a landslide is map control. So right now, you know he's going to be in this corner. Again, I know there's not a lot of time left, but you should be communicating. Like right now, I know the score's chalk, but this is where times you should be telling your teammate, go through the front, I'm going through the back door. You know what I mean? Like just communicate and like start making pinches together and stuff like that. So you end up getting 13 kills, okay? Your teammates didn't do too much, but this is the game where you should be like, right, let me take control and let me like command my teammates. 'Cause I think right now what you were doing is you guys were playing without communicating and it was kind of all on instincts. And if you're going up against a team that's a bit coordinated, it's gonna be very, very difficult for you guys to win. Because let's see what you ended up with. Look, you end up 13-8, okay? Now that tells me two things. One, you could win gunfights against these guys, so the gunfights wasn't the problem. But two, having only 8 deaths, although it's a good thing, it could still be counted as a problem. That tells me there's a pacing issue, right? Because if you're having 8 deaths and you're losing by 180 points, that tells me that, you know, you might be playing your life a bit too much. What's going on? Like, why have you only done 8 times? Maybe you didn't get into... If you had like 30 kills, it's different. But 13-8, it just tells me it's too little of engagements, in my opinion. Now, I'm not expecting you to win this game because you can see from the opponents, they obviously have, you know, good players in their team and your players in do as well, 4 and 20 and stuff. But I think you could have made it closer, right? If you made it 250, 150, I would have said, you know what, you gave it a go. Certain hills didn't go your way. But I think this is a performance where I think you can look back and say, right, I definitely could have improved myself and I could have carried the team a bit more. But overall, I think you played pretty well, man. YouTube, that was our first subscriber kind of coaching. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you didn't, make sure to drop a like and shout out to my man for, you know, Elite Shot for, is it Elite Shot? Bro, I might have told your name, bro. Sure Shot, that's it. Bro, I knew it was something short. That's the YouTube. Yeah, Sure Shot. Shout out to Sure Shot for, you know, going through with the coaching, man. And yeah, thanks for watching. Catch you guys at tomorrow's video. Peace.